Yeah, I just got to the cabin and it started snowing like crazy. I love it. This looks great. I gotta check on my Yodel outdoor fireplace today. I want to make sure the water drains out of the bottom. Seems like it, so I'm gonna have a look how that works. Just got here, so I gotta build a fire. Yeah, just turned the power on. Let me see how happy my battery is. 96%. Pretty happy. My fat wood started. Couple logs on it. Something like that. Pretty optimistic lately with building a fire, not using any kindling. I've been lucky so far, so these are pretty big pieces. I just don't worry about it. You know, close the door, open the vent. In my cabins, I gotta crack the window because they're so airtight. So, for about the first 5 minutes, let's see how it goes. Nice charcoal. I'm pretty sure my big green egg is frozen shut again. Let's see. Yep. I gotta do the thing. I gotta put charcoal in the bottom, light it on fire, and the only problem is it takes about an hour for this thing to unthaw and heat up enough that I can open it, and I'm already hungry. I gotta cook some lunch. I do not recommend buying a big green egg for your cabin if you have winter conditions, because it freezes shut every time. So the Kamado Joe has a different gasket material. It's has fiberglass in it, and I have a big one at the other cabin, and it never freezes shut. So this is just an additional step that, you know, you shouldn't have to do. So it's been about 5 minutes, and of course my Yodel 602 is doing very, very well. It's already heating up nicely. Dog is already curled up next to it. And I have good news and bad news. The bad news first. So I bought a Yodel F35 Rockwood, which is one size up from the Yodel 602. And I picked it up last week from the Yodel dealer. And beautiful wood stove. It's a lot heavier. This is 160 pounds. The F35 is 380 pounds. It has fire break, and it's a much, much bigger stove. It is 20 inches wide in the front, and the distance from the top of the stack to the front of the stove is 19 inches. So that means my hearth is not big enough, not wide enough. It would come right up to the very front. And I think it's gonna look goofy. I think the stove is too large. This Yodel 602 is rated for 800 square feet. The F35 is rated for, let's see, what is it? 1200 square feet. It has a much larger firebox. I'm sure it burns through the night, but the good news now is I'm keeping my Yodel 602 in this cabin. It does a great job heating up the cabin quickly. The dogs like it right away. They curl up, and that's, you know, one of my primary concerns. You know, I can bundle up, but you know, the dogs, I want them to be comfortable. And you've seen how I lit this stove. I mean, there's nothing to it. You can really push the limits, and you know, just use fat wood and, you know, a couple of smaller sticks. You don't need any kindling. And then the front air intake really creates a draft. So Yodel 602 is staying in my cabin. This little Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner is awesome for cabins, so I'll leave a link in the description for you. Check it out. It's very inexpensive. It works very well. The only thing is it's a little noisy, you know, it makes a lot of noise, but you know, otherwise it's pretty good. Fire is coming up nicely, so I can close my window now. Oh, hi Dave. Yeah, I'm doing well. I just got to the cabin. How are you today?
Sitting here listening to 10 meters. Europe's coming in and I get a little bit of snow outside. How about out your way?
Yeah, I just got to the cabin and it started snowing like crazy. And you know me, I never listen to the weather forecast. Are they expecting anything significant?
I'm not sure. It's pretty fine snow. It's still coming down, so...
Yeah, you may ask yourself, why the heck would I buy a wood stove that's too large for my cabin? And the F-35 was not available in the United States last year when I ordered it. So I ordered it just based on the spec sheet. I wanted to try something different. And it looked okay on the spec sheet. And then my dealer called me. It's like, yeah, it's in. And he had one on display. And that was the first time I actually saw the wood stove in person. And I knew it was too big, but I bought it, so I had no choice, you know, so I loaded it up and it's actually sitting in my workshop right now. So I guess the only solution is I need a bigger cabin to put that wood stove in. So I'm not quite sure. I know I'll be using it at some point, but that's the reason why it's too big. And, you know, I probably could have waited until it was available in the US, take a look at it, and I would have realized that that wood stove is too large. But I'll put it to use. I'll find the use for it at some point. Well, it looks like we have to find a Frisbee. You want to play Frisbee? Before I play Frisbee, I want to point this out one more time. So if your wood stove is already coming up to temp and your exhaust temperature is about halfway, don't walk away from the stove leaving this air intake all the way open. You know, throttle it back because it will run away from you. It will get up to 800 Fahrenheit or 900 Fahrenheit up here and it'll be a bad day. So throttle it back before it runs away from you. It's nice out here. Where's your Frisbee? Where's your Frisbee? And we have an assortment of Frisbees up here. This has seen better days. Here you go. Here's something else I wanted to show you. So this finish, it's not really rust. I'm sure it's some sort of corrosion. Yeah, it's a rust. I hope you can see it with the snow reflecting. But the finish is actually pretty nice. It blends in a lot more. This is what the firebox looks like. Pull this out. You know, as you would expect, ashes, a little bit of charcoal left. And this is what I was concerned about, that the water, we had a lot of rain. I don't see any drainage holes in here, and I was afraid that this would fill up with water, but it's not, so I guess it's okay. I was expecting to have to drill some holes in the bottom, but looks pretty good. Yeah, leave it. What you do? You don't want to play Frisbee? What? I know what you want. You want to play? Okay, you gotta sit. No barking. No barking. Ow. Ow! You crazy man. missed it. Yeah, it's beautiful out here when it snows. Of course, there's no solar activity, so which is fine. I got plenty of battery power. I'm not using much anyway. Let me see if my big green egg is warming up. So frozen shut. Oh, I gotta feed my birds too. Hang on, Remy. Yeah, let's clean this thing out. Just to dump it in my fire pit here. There's quite a bit of charcoal in here. It's all wet though. It's no point in harvesting this charcoal if it's all wet. But you could scrape this. Dump this out. Okay, ready for next use. You know, I want to show you my woodshed one more time. I'm so happy with this thing because right now it's snowing like crazy, right? And you get in here and you're out of the elements, right? I have a light switch in here and it's powered by this lithium battery. I think this thing cost me $4 or something. So Anderson connectors, just a cheap Chinese light strip. And I love this woodshed. And I have all my hunting gear here, you know, my charcoal, my hunting gear, my bird food, you know, sunflower seeds. And my hunting jacket, all that stays outside, you know. My screen for making charcoal, your wood carriers, my firewood, my beer supply for all my hunting buddies, you know, they come in here and they just grab beer, which is great. And the saw, climbing tree stand, and this is where I split firewood on. And then behind me you can see there's quite some storage up here, which I like. You know, frisbees for the dog, orange for, you know, hunting, sunflower seeds, ant poison, and it is just so convenient having this little shelter, and I can stand upright. And it's a perfect size. I don't know what size this is. I think it's 14 feet by probably 10, and metal roof on it. And I couldn't be happier. Gravel in it. So Northwoods Cabin Company, they put a gravel foundation around it. And I really like it. And this is my light string, and I turn these on at night. You know, runs from the cabin out here, so it illuminates the area. And then at the very end, the last bulb goes on the inside, so I have lights on the inside without using my battery powered light strip. I love this shed. Here it is, guys. I was just talking about it. These things run away from you, so I gotta throttle this thing way back. I could smell it immediately after I came back in. So, you know, this is 650 Fahrenheit right now. Another minute, it would have been probably 800. And 800 is not good. So I love this wood stove. Actually, I'm kind of glad the other one didn't work out, because this thing works really well for this size cabin. It just heats it up so fast and it's so easy to manage. And it is so powerful. You just gotta be careful not to go too crazy, because this thing works like a blowtorch. Yeah, puppy likes it next to the wood stove. He's 14 and a half years old, so he's an old man. So I got to charge one of my lithium cobalt oxide battery packs. This is a 4S, so that would make it 16.8 volts. This particular one is 15 amp hours. And I'm using this charger. This charger only accepts up to 30 volts on the input, so I got to go walk over to the other cabin to charge this battery, because in my big cabin my system is 48 volts. Actually, it's 51.2 volts nominal, so no way I can use this charger. So I'm gonna walk over there, charge this battery for my ham radio. This thing is not heating up fast enough for me, so I'll cheat a little bit. Yeah, let's walk over to the other cabin to get this battery charged. Oh look, something is melting. Oh well. Yeah, this panel is completely covered, which is fine. Again, my systems are designed to last a few days. Actually, my small cabin has no consumption right now because I turned the refrigerator off, so I'm good forever here on this particular cabin. It's beautiful out here. Ooh, cold in here. Yeah, my system is happy. Of course, it is not charging because the temperature sensor keeps it from charging. So of course everything is solar powered on this compound, and I have these Anderson connectors set up here, so let me just plug it in, get some voltage to my charger, and I should have about 16 point some volts at my charger. There we go. Let me plug the battery in. My battery is above freezing. I had it next to my wood stove for a while to make sure the cells are above freezing, because again, you cannot charge batteries, lithium batteries, below freezing. So this is what I'm dealing with. So let's see. This is a 4S battery. This is 13 amp hours. I can charge it with one, so I could charge it with 13 amps. Let me just charge it with 10 amps. Keep it easy. Battery, that's good. I don't like to charge them full because these guys don't like to be at full charge. And here we go. This is a great charger. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for you. So it's slowly ramping up. Fan is kicking on immediately. And here we go, 10 amps. And it's keeping track of the amp hours I'm putting into this battery. It's 10 degrees Celsius actually. Okay, that's good. And the incoming voltage is 13.8, and it bumps it up. It has a DC to DC conversion in it, so it's already at 14.9 volts. So 10 amps. It will probably take about an hour. So I'll be back in an hour. And one of these days I gotta fire up this wood stove. Haven't used it in a while. It's old, which I like. Old is good. You know, I still haven't had lunch yet because my big green egg is so frozen shut. It's not good. I'm having liquid lunch, which is not good, right? Yeah, this is my other woodshed, my little one. And I have a lot of firewood in here. It's really nice firewood, so I have 2 full rows, plus whatever's in the front. I have some smoking wood there, some pallets for smoking. This is my outhouse. It's a little lithium battery too here. I only charge it like once. Actually, I do charge it once a year. I can probably run it for about 2 years. You know, just to run the lights. Composting toilet. Pretty awesome. Yeah, everything looks good. Clean. I'm happy with this. I'll be back in an hour to check on my battery. I'm gonna set a timer on my iPhone. Make sure I don't forget about it. I check the pavilion. Haven't been in here for a while. This is usually my summer hangout. My friends show up and we cook and we eat. Have a few beers. It's pretty nice. The power for the pavilion comes from my 16.4 volt system out of my small cabin. Goes underground, comes in here. Goes into this electrical box. And then I have, oh, this is 16 volts out. I think this is 40 amps actually, so it goes into an inverter. I plug in my power strip right here. It goes up here, and then I can have AC power and also DC power. Here you see another Anderson bus bar. So I can charge my devices, iPhones, that kind of stuff. And it also provides power to these lights. Same lights I used at the other cabin. I love those. I also have a cell phone booster over here. There's a switch right here. You turn this guy on. And then all this springs into action over here for boosting cell phone signals. You know, all kinds of electrical gizmos. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is my antenna for the cell phone booster, and this thing works really well. And the indoor antenna is right here. And it gets me from 1 bar to a full signal on the cell phone service here, which is great. Let me turn this back off because we don't need to use the energy, because I don't need it. I have a cell phone booster in my other cabin. I gotta build some steps one of these days. It's beautiful when it snows out here. There's no wind today. I'm going hunting tonight. And yeah, let's see what it looks like. Solar panels are heating up even though there's no sun, really. It's amazing, you know, the black monocrystalline panels, they really heat up. It melts the snow off. I think it's only 23 or 26 degrees, so it's not really that warm. I'm hungry. I wish this thing would heat up. It needs a little more time. All right, check on the dogs. Poppy peepees. Yep. Remy peepees. Okay. You just want to play frisbee, you know. You just want to play. Go peepees. This smells pretty hot, and I'm cautiously optimistic this thing will actually open. And it's not. There's heat being generated, but again, this thing is such a big heat sink. No lunch in sight for me. It's too bad. You have equipment and it just doesn't work in the environment you're in. So my big green egg is still frozen shut and I'm really hungry, so I gotta come up with something. And I'm always keeping a kettle on my wood stove for hot water, you know, for like hot chocolate or coffee or these type of things. So I think I have to dig into my emergency rations here. And I do have a couple of options. Let me see, is it in here? Yeah, rice. I have some mac and cheese. And again, I've never made this before, but I think you only put hot water on it. And I think it'll work just fine. Turn some lights on so you guys can see. I have a bowl. I think that's all I need. Let me get a spoon. So I found out that this mac and cheese actually needs to be boiled for like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not doing any of it. I'm gonna try it my way, and it'll be edible, I'm pretty sure. Oh boy. I know this is not according to the instructions, but guys, I gotta eat, so I gotta improvise. Just gonna put some hot water on it. Here we go. Maybe let it sit for however long it takes to soften up the noodles, and that'll be my lunch. Guys, I hate to say this, but this is really not edible. It tastes like half-cooked rubber bands, and it'll be out in the snow, so you can't eat it. It's really bad. It's really just not edible. I just wish my big green egg would open up, but you know, I tried several times and it's just not opening up. Lunch would be nice. Here we go. Oh my gosh, here we go. Oh, there's a chance for lunch. Let me fire this up. Okay, time for lunch. Charcoal I got out of the wood stove this morning. Well, I managed to make some lunch and a little burnt, but at least I get to eat. So I was able to have some lunch, which is great. And my timer went off for my battery charger. So let's just walk over there, see what we have. The snow is still coming down nicely. And Remy likes it. You like the snow. So let's see what the charging process looks like. I'm pretty sure it's done. It's been an hour and a half. I've been charging with 10 amps. And you know, 10 amps is less than 1 C. So the capacity of the battery, in this case 13 amp hours, means 1 C. So I could charge this battery at 13 amps and theoretically it would take about 1 hour. But I'm only charging it at 10 amps. clean up some stuff here. So I'm pretty sure the battery's charged. My cabin didn't catch on fire, which is good. Although I know the guy who makes these cabins, I'm sure he would like to sell me another one. So here. Yeah, completely done charging, and I only put 6.5 amp hours into this battery. It's not even warm. So, yeah. Quit crying. So here we go. Yeah, all done. Come here. Come here. What do you want? You have a frisbee? No, you don't have a frisbee. It's getting pretty deep. Wow. Yeah, come here. Come here. Come here, come inside. No, you're not playing frisbee right now. Come here. Good boy. Guys, I think we've gotten 6 inches so far. It's pretty nice. Still coming down hard. Remy, what's going on? You wanna fetch snowballs? Okay. No barking, no barking, no barking, no barking. Remy. Oh, okay. Crazy man. Crazy man. Yeah, look at this. This is nice. My yodel fire pit. Everything pretty snowy. Dogs are happy. Cabin is warm. I'm going hunting tonight. I mean, this is beautiful. You couldn't ask for much more. Remy's looking for snowballs, so there we go. Everybody's happy. Yeah, no luck hunting tonight. Maybe next time.